What if I told you there was a formula for creating wealth, that if you followed it like a recipe, step by step, it would help you to achieve your financial goals and dreams? In this video, I'm going to share with you a 5-step process to creating wealth. And at the end, I'm going to share with you the one ingredient that if you miss, you're going to ruin the whole recipe. My name is Paris Clough, and this is Financial Self-Reliance. On this channel, we talk about the mindsets and the skill sets of the wealthy so that you can learn how to manage, protect, and grow your assets. Make sure you smash the like button so this video can get out to all those who need to see it. And hit subscribe if you haven't already so that you don't miss any of the content that I produce. The first ingredient to creating wealth is knowing how much money you have. Not just how much money you have in a lump sum, but how much money you have on a monthly basis to invest. So if you're not familiar with your income and your expenses, if you haven't budgeted, if you don't have a tracking system to make sure that you're making more money than what you're spending, you're gonna miss the most important first step. Understanding your cash flow, or how much money's coming in and how much money's going out, is critical. You have to have money available to be able to create wealth. There's an old saying that says it takes money to make money. And while that's true, I don't think it's gonna take as much money as you think to make money. So make sure you stick around to see the whole formula. The second step, or the second ingredient, is knowing how much time you have. They say the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is today. And that's totally true with creating wealth as well. So it's critical that you get started right away. You don't want to waste any more time. You have plenty of time to create wealth, but you have no time to waste. So make sure that you start your investments, start your learning, start your increasing your wealth today. The third step in the formula for creating wealth is getting a good rate of return. Your rate of return is critical. If you're losing money in your investments, you're not going anywhere. If you're gaining money, you have a chance. The best thing to find out is what is the rate of return, what is the risk-reward ratio, and make sure that the more educated you are, the more due diligence that you do, the risk is lowered and the chance for reward is increasing. So you want to make sure you're getting a good rate of return on whatever it is that you're investing in. The next 2 steps are critical to understanding why it's so important to having a good rate of return. All right, the fourth step in creating wealth is understanding the eroding power of inflation. Inflation diminishes the value of the dollar every year. Some years the percentage is high and some years the percentage is low. On average, however, inflation has been about 3%. What that means is that every year, a dollar on average will lose 3% of its value. So this year, what you could buy with $1, next year, it would take you $1.03 to be able to buy the same thing. So year after year, that 3% compounds and it creates an eroding power on your money. And that's part of the reason why I shared with you earlier about getting a good rate of return. If your rate of return on your investments is not more than 3%, you're actually just breaking even. You literally have to make at least 3% to break even. At 4% and higher on your rate of return, now you have a chance to beat inflation and your money's actually growing. All right, the fifth step in creating wealth is understanding taxation. It's critical to understand how much money you're going to be taxed on the earnings and the growth of your investments. For example, if you have a stock and you've bought that stock and you sell that stock within a 13-month period, it's taxed as regular income. If you just wait 13 months or more, you actually get taxed at long-term capital gains, which is a much lower tax rate. Some things like IRAs or Roth IRAs have different taxation. It's important for you to understand the rules of how you get taxed. Unfortunately, there's no way to avoid taxes. They say that there's only 2 guarantees in life. One is death and the other is taxes. And if that's the case, it's important to understand how taxation works. And to be able to minimize your tax burden, you have to understand the rules around the different vehicles and how they're taxed. So the different types of taxation are tax at regular rates. You can have long-term capital gains, you can have tax deferral, and then you can put yourself in a position where you pay the tax and then you never have to pay any more taxes ever again if you just pick the right vehicle for taxation. So it's critical for you to make sure that you're understanding how the investment is taxed and you're getting the most tax advantages out of that vehicle. All right, let's recap real quick on the 5 key steps to creating wealth. 1 is you need to have money that you can invest. Now, where you invest that money is going to be entirely up to you. But the sooner you get that money invested and working for you, the better. So the second step is time. You have to have time on your side. The more time you have to grow that investment, the better. The third thing is getting a better rate of return, or at least a rate of return that outpaces inflation. Making sure that your money is growing at a rate higher than inflation is critical to your success in creating wealth and creating large amounts of money and obtaining financial freedom. The next thing you want to do is make sure that you're using tax advantages to your benefit so that you can have your money and your assets growing in the most tax advantaged way. Now I want to share with you the one thing that I believe brings all of those 5 steps together. But before I do that, I want to make sure that you know in the description below I have a course. It's called a 30-day challenge. In that course, I help you understand the importance of having a positive cash flow. I show you actionable steps that you can take to increase your positive cash flow so that you have that first ingredient, which is money. The faster you take that 30-day challenge, the faster you'll be able to invest your money, which is important because the sooner you get money invested, the better. The 30-day challenge is free and I highly recommend it. In fact, recently I had somebody take the 30-day challenge and they told me they increased their cash flow by about $700 a month. What would you do with an extra $700 a month? Hopefully, you would put it into this formula to create some wealth for yourself. All right, the one thing that I personally believe brings this all together is your mindset. If you don't even believe that you can track your money or create a positive cash flow, if you don't believe that you can earn enough money to create a situation where you have positive cash flow, if you believe you're already too old, it's already too late, if you believe that all the investments out there are too risky, if you believe that everything or everyone's against you, you're never going to even start this whole formula. It's imperative that you have a belief system where you believe that you can actually accomplish your goals and dreams. And that will give you the motivation to start this process. It's important for you to take a look at what you're doing with your money. How much money is coming in, how much money is going out, creating a positive cash flow, learning the things that you want to be invested in. Some people have a mindset and a personality that stocks and mutual funds and ETFs is where they should be. Other people have a mindset where real estate is where they should be. Some people have a mindset and a personality where they should start a business, and that business can help them grow their money even faster. Once you learn to discipline yourself and your money, now it's time to start to grow your money and make more of it. Personally, I started a business and my business has averaged a 12% growth rate every year, year after year. What that basically means is that about every 6 or 7 years, my income is doubling. If your income is doubling that often, you know you're gonna have some positive cash flow. You know you're gonna be able to do the things you need to do. Once my business got to the point where it was passive income coming in, taking care of my bills, now it was time for me to look at other ways to invest my money and grow my assets and grow my wealth. Now I'm diversifying into stock portfolios and investment portfolios, and eventually I'll get into real estate as well. I want to share with you my journey. I want to take you along with me, so I hope you'll hit the like button and subscribe and that you'll follow me along this journey of creating wealth. I'm very excited to create more wealth for my family, and I hope that you want to create more wealth for yours. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.